I think something interesting people would want to know is what the car is like with a stock catback and an aftermarket downpipe. That way you can make power but not make noise if this is your daily and maybe you're a business type guy, maybe you're an old guy, maybe you're a young kid and you're just like, hey, I don't want to be loud. Maybe your neighbors hate it, whatever. If you're new to cars or new to the GTI platform, you only need a couple things and it really wakes this car up. The number one power adder for the GTI is a downpipe. Getting more exhaust flow is key for this car. On my personal car, I have a Unitronic high flow cat downpipe. Beautiful piece, got that up in the car, makes it drive amazing, totally transforms the experience behind the wheel. When you enter that territory, you do enter a territory of more noise, but you want to make that power. We're going to find out what it's like to have a GTI with a stock catback and an aftermarket downpipe. Let's get this Unitronic catback off. I love this thing. But I'm going on a road trip, so this is a great excuse to try this out, see what happens. It's about 150 degrees outside today in Phoenix, so let's get after it. For reference, this is what a full stage 2 sounds like from Unitronic. At the end of this video, stick around because we go over what it sounds like on the outside attached to the car, once inside the car, what it's like when you're driving, and then when we're outside third person point of view, so you know what kind of noise you're making out in public. This car in this video is equipped with the carbon fiber intake from Unitronic, the air duct that goes with it, the turbo inlet elbow, upgraded intercooler and charge pipes. As much as air going out is important, equally as much air going in and keeping those temperatures down. That's why these are super important. The proper tunes for the ECU that controls the engine as well as the transmission called TCU, all done in Uniconnect Plus from Unitronic. The last piece of the puzzle, the downpipe I mentioned earlier. Now you know all of the performance mods on this car. Watch the cup on the left of the screen, then my reaction. What did I just break? Oh no, I'm just going to continue to back up because I swear I checked every angle and there's no way I'm going to hit something or the rim or anything else like that. So what happened? I don't know what happened, but I found out it was the cup later. The burble tune sounds actually really good on the stock catback. It kind of calms it down a little bit. I think that more people would like it. For the ones that are in the category of it's too obnoxious, maybe they'll appreciate it. Listen to this. When you hop inside the car, we have a ton of intake noise now. I can like hear the turbo like up over here when previously you couldn't. That also has to do with the lack of flow from this restrictive stock catback. It's putting more strain, so you're gonna have the intake be louder, not only because the exhaust is quieter, but because it has to work a little bit harder. The turbo is way louder. It's actually really nice. A ton of intake noise. It actually adds a little bit of low end torque I can feel because of the back pressure change. Let's see what the burbles are like. Second gear. It sounds like a stock Supra. The low end torque you gain is actually kind of impressive. It feels like it's pulling harder. That lack of flow makes it feel like a dog on the top end though. This might be a slept on combo. From a look standpoint, I anticipated it being worse only because the exhaust tips are so much smaller. But honestly, I don't think anyone would think anything of it. It still goes with the car, at least the way I have it set up. Startup is definitely a lot weaker, of course, which if you're trying to be quiet, that might be perfect, but you do get a little bit less of that aggressive fire up that I like about having the Unitronic Catback. If you ever wondered the VW reverse camera, it's in the logo and it flips up. It's pretty cool. You hear the noise from inside the car. Everyone's like, what is that? It's a like mechanical noise of that logo moving in the back of the hatch. From an outside angle, you do get quite a bit of noise still. The inside is much more drastic of a change. Interior sound level with AC on full blast. You can definitely still hear the engine quite a bit, but it's just way more subtle in the background. Biggest loss of this setup is you don't have the crispy upshifts and downshifts. It muffles it so much, it almost takes the snappiness out of it, and you just go whoa, whoa, and it'll still bite some, oh, but it'll get a little bit of a pop, but it doesn't like smoothly shift as easily because the flow on the turbo is not as free. So when you shift with the catback, it just whoop, and it doesn't hesitate. But when you shift real hard with this setup, it lurches forward. It's like whoa, it's like it shakes you forward and drives actually quite a bit different. Here's an outside perspective of a couple different scenarios.